Look, I'm not saying that J.D. Vance and Erika Kirk are doing something nefarious.
I'm just going to go ahead and call it now. They are positioning them for a 2028 presidential run.
Hello, lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Estrada. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP.
So lovelies, a photo of Erika Kirk and JD Vance from TPUSA Africa, that's Turning Point Africa on Miss Event, just went viral, and people have a lot to say about it. From praises to outrage, from faith-based celebration to political critique. This single image has sparked a whole wave of reaction across the internet. So let's break it down. What's really going on here? The story behind the photo, why it's causing so much buzz, and what it says about image politicals in today's America. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please let me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for education.
Did Erika Kirk forget that JD Vance is a married man? Did JD Vance forget that he's a married man? What the heck is this? This is giving we have secrets. This is giving y'all are a little too comfortable. Like, imagine what his wife was feeling in that moment. I'm sure Charlie, though, is happy that she's been grieving just fine, moving on just fine. You know, life goes on. And, you know, her fans just see it as it's her way of processing the pain. Tell me you don't understand affection between mourning friends. If you weren't Val, I'd feel bad for you. This is how you mourn? Or share mourning between friends? Whatever. And don't worry, though. Of course, her expressions, per usual, had her, you know, had to be on camera. There was someone always recording, making sure we got it. This whole situation is almost as cringe as this right here was. But anyway, good for you, Erika Kirk, for moving on so swiftly and graciously.
Hello and good evening. In another episode of As the White Hood Turns, let's talk about Couch Boy and Mrs. Deceased. So you know they had an event at Ole Miss, right? And Couch Boy was the keynote speaker at this event. Now, I don't know if y'all have seen some of the pictures from the event, in particular the ones with Mrs. Deceased hugging Couch Boy. I'm not one to gossip. I'm not. But there are a lot of people out there saying, secret lovers. That's what they are. Now, I don't know. But if y'all done seen the picture, I'm going to try to insert it. Of her hugging Couch Boy, Mrs. Deceased hugging Couch Boy. It looked very suspicious. Anywho, while he was giving his little speech up there, he talked about Slotus, you know, his wife. The chaise lounger. Let's just call her the chaise lounger. Anywho, he said that he's a Christian. And one day he hopes that she decides to join him on his walk in Christianity and Christian faith, and that they're raising their children Christian. But, you know, she still has her Hindu faith. But one day he hopes that she will join him on the path of righteousness to Jesus. So, of course, the conspiracy theories that there's trouble in paradise for Mrs. Shays, and that Mrs. Deceased and Couch Boy, secret lovers. That's what they are. Now, allegedly, supposedly, for entertainment purposes only, and y'all did not hear any of that from me. Okay, bye.
Are they set to replace Usha with her? And as the hug came in, she put her hand on the back of his head. She put her hand on the back of his head. I mean, unless somebody can point out some form of material support JD has given this woman that I don't know about, this looks weird as hell. And I have no doubt the plan is to replace Usha. because he knows the racist right wing will never vote for him because his wife is from India and his children are biracial. And just like this dude was willing to sell out the Appalachia that he's never lived in or been to, he's going to have no problem selling out his wife and children. It appears the wheels are already in motion. Have you ever seen a widow 6 weeks out wearing tight leather pants and grabbing another man from the back of the head?
I'm just going to go ahead and call it now. They are positioning them for a 2028 presidential run. The timing of his death is too convenient. Trump just came out the other day admitting that he would not be able to run for a third term. And let's keep it real, he's not going to live till 2028. You're looking at presidential candidate for 2028 Republican Party and vice presidential candidate. It's not good. It's not good.
Within the political constraints that we have. Now here let me just say something about this. And you know, somebody asked me earlier about my Christian values. And one of the points I made is that when the settlers came to the New World, they found a very widespread child sacrifice. I imagine there are some people who don't agree with my view on the pro-life issue. Let me just make an observation. If you go to historical archaeological sites where there were brothels, and the two oldest businesses in the world are gambling and prostitution, so there were brothels even in very ancient civilizations. If you go back to ancient brothels and you dig up the bones of the women who are working in these places, you will very often find a lot of children who are buried with them. And the answer is that whenever a society decides to discard innocent babies, they also don't treat their women very well. And whenever a society mistreats its women, it is very often the babies who come right after that. There is a reason why Christian civilization ended the practice of child sacrifice all over the world, and it's one of the great accomplishments of Christian civilization. I believe that we should try to be protecting every unborn life. There's a question of exactly how we do it, but I would never say that anyone's right to life should be sacrificed. Thank you, ma'am.
So that is what JD Vance just said. There's a lot to unpack. Hi, I'm Birdie. I am a descendant of an Indian boarding school survivor. My grandmother survived Wrangell Institute in Alaska. And my dad works in repatriation for our tribe. He has done so since before I was born, and I got gray hair. I'm old. Hi, I am Tlingit. I am Dakhloedi, which is Eagle Killawell clan from Southeast Alaska. Sitka is where most of my family is. I don't think it's any coincidence that JD Vance over here is bringing out new anti-Indigenous talking points, particularly to these effects. I am pretty sure that this is in response to the mass-scale effort that is taking place all across the country to return Native American children and adults from institutions and the graveyards of Indian boarding schools. And you know what? I actually find it interesting that he cited brothels specifically. The priests certainly treated the boarding schools like they were. Records show that they knew, actually, and they sent the worst of them out to Alaska. It wasn't just boarding schools. There were asylums, sanitariums, so many institutions that were federally funded and mostly, oftentimes, run by churches that not only stripped Native people and children of their culture and heritage, but oftentimes used them for labor. Native people, over and over, stripped from their land, locked away in an institution, and if they were lucky, they would end up in a marked grave. There are so many people that we can't find. Oftentimes, it's only financial records that are left that mark that these people even existed. Children died, and there were babies born. Many of them were burned. So yes, JD Vance, all across the country, at sacred sites, there are Native people and babies in the ground. And your ancestors helped put them there.
honor to introduce Vice President J.D. Vance. And he's just such a wonderful and lovely man. And his wife, Usha, they have been so wonderful to me. And nobody will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband and JD. He has the ability to discuss topics in a way that transcends demographics. And it is my honor to introduce Vice President JD Vance.
No one will ever replace my husband. No one will ever replace my husband. No one will ever replace my husband.
Girl, what? Why would you say that? Nobody was thinking that. Why would you feel the need to say that? I have a theory. Erika Kirk and J.D. Vance are boinking, and you can't change my mind. It is truly an honor to introduce...
Oh, no, y'all. No, ma'am. I just seen a photo of J.D. Vance and Erika Kirk, and that don't seem like no mourning widow to me. No, that picture was too affectionate. Who hugged somebody and got your hands all in somebody's head? No, I can't. But y'all, I seen the video too. Wherever they at, I don't know. She introduced J.D. Vance, and she basically said, nobody gonna replace the husband, but she see some things in J.D. Vance that remind her of her husband that is no longer here with us. But listen, y'all, that picture looked too affectionate to me. Y'all let me know. Am I looking wrong or what? But listen, she was hugging this man and had her fingers going through his hair. Let me know if I'm wrong, y'all. Y'all repost and share this video and let me know if I'm wrong, because
JD Vacay Vance lies so damn much, he will even lie about his own wife's religious upbringing. Let's get into it. The first video I'm going to show you is JD Vacay Vance lying about the religious upbringing of his own wife. Here's the clip.
You asked a personal question about our interfaith household. And yes, my wife did not grow up Christian. I think it's fair to say that she grew up in a Hindu family, but not a particularly religious family in either direction. In fact, when I met my wife, we were both, I would consider myself an agnostic or an atheist, and that's what I think she would have considered herself as well.
All right, JD. Now I'm about to play you the clip of his wife talking about her religious upbringing.
I started to re-engage with my own faith. Usha was very supportive.
Usha, why were you so supportive?
There are a few different reasons. One is that I did grow up in a religious household. My parents are Hindu, and that was one of the things that made them such good parents, that make them really very good people. And so I think I've seen the power of that in my own life.
Now, outside of JD Vacay Vance being a complete scumbag and liar, why would he lie about something like this? What is that, JD? Who touches another woman like that when you're happily married? I mean, I'm thinking that maybe Mr. JD Vacay Vance and Erika Kirk might have something going on. I don't know, but it's sure looking that way. Is this why old JD Vacay Vance skipped the 9/11 memorial so he could rush out to be by Erika Kirk's side after Charlie Kirk got pew-pewed? I don't know. I'm just asking questions, but it's looking awfully suspect to me.
Vice President J.D. Vance showed up to speak with Erika Kirk last night at Ole Miss to an audience of over 10,000. The event was remarkable for a number of reasons. One, it carried on Charlie's legacy. Two, it showed leadership and coalition building. But three, the most notable part came in the Q&A. When the vice president rewrote GOP orthodoxy to bring it more in line with classical conservatism, with Gen Z conservatism in particular, and also, coincidentally, with the truth. I'm Michael Knowles. This is The Michael Knowles Show. Welcome back to the show. As the government shutdown carries on, there's some threats to the SNAP program, EBT, food stamps. There's a video going viral of an Iraqi refugee. I put refugee in quotes because He's a guy. He's a grown man. He seems to be totally able-bodied. Looks like he could work and support himself. And he's gone viral for saying that he won't be able to stay in this country if the government doesn't pay for his food. Raises a lot of questions, actually. This shutdown has exposed a lot, I think. But one thing it's exposed is all of the abuses to our entitlement programs, how they manipulate the rest of the economy. So we will get to that momentarily. We have an expert, someone very close to the situation coming on. First, though, we have a comment for the day, and we're going to get to it in the Membrum segmentum with a great panel. But please let me know your answers below. Is it okay for Christians to celebrate Halloween? Let me know your thoughts, and then I'll give you the correct answer. Now, I want to tell you about Pure Talk. Go to puretalk.com/Knowles. There is
a photo from the Turning Point USA's What Miss event featuring Erika Kirk and JD Vance has gone viral, and it's lighting up social media for all kinds of reasons. The image, which shows Erika Kirk, wife of Turning Point USA founder C.K. Kirk, standing alongside Senator J.D. Vance, has become a major talking point, not just for conservatives, but for people across the social spectrum. At first glance, it might just look like a standard event photo, right? Two well-known conservative figures posing together at a youth-oriented political conference. But what's making this photo go viral isn't just the people in it, it's what it represents to many viewers. The One Miss event, hosted by the Turning Point USA, was supposed to celebrate traditional values, conservatives, femininity, and faith-based identity, themes that already tend to stir online debates. The picture shows Erika Kirk smiling confidently beside J.D. Vance, who's not only a sitting senator from Ohio, but also a VP of, Orange Man. For supporters, these videos symbolize unity and strength within conservative, circles, a display of young, articulate voices, championing family values, faith, and American patriotism, but criticizing something completely different on platforms like, TikTok, X, and all of that. People have been distorting the image, pointing out that they view as elitism, performative politics, or even a kind of image marketing that tries to soften the public perspective of hidden conversation. Some have also called out the irony of promoting family values while aligning with divisive figures or controversial political narrative. Then there's a visual side, the tone, the outfit, the backdrop, everything looks polished and stylish for maximum media attention. Many are saying this isn't just a candid snapshot, it's a carefully staged image meant to project a particular idea of modern conservative womanhood standing beside political power. It's giving political branding meet influential culture. On the other hand, Erika Kirk's supporters have come to her defense, praising her for representing conservative women with grace and competence. They argue that she's using her platform to inspire, young women to embrace faith, purpose, and family without apology. Value they say are often mocked or overlooked in today's culture. The divine presence in the photo also the political edge that strong running mates and a rising figure in the Republican, party, and also a VP. His image carries weight. People online are connecting the photos to the broader conservative rebranding happening in America, where political, religion, and influence are merging into a big cultural movement. In short, this one photo has sparked conversations that go away beyond a single event. It's about what modern conversation looks like, who gets to define it, and how social media amplifies those images into political, statement. But the real key is the fact that so many people are saying that this woman is actually a widow, a very new one, and the way at which she has been mourning her husband for the longest of time. It's just looking as if she's moving off so fast, and people are not happy with the way at which the man was all, holding her and whatever. Nobody is actually accusing them of anything, but I think people were so curious and reacting to the fact that, okay, the way at the positioning, the way she was like holding her and all of that, like, I think everybody have different ways to grieve. I think people grieve so, differently. And there's one particular thing that I see in all of these things. There are some couple of, stitches that's been going on about her, the way at which she actually took over the Turning Point America, and the way at which she's just moving so fast. I know there are so many people grieve differently, but people are just questioning with the way things are just moving fast, for her, and the way at which right about now the pictures, the video, the crying. So many people even have the opinion that they don't see someone that is so genuine and all of that. But anyways, who are we to judge? I actually think that people actually grieve differently, but if there is anything going on, anyways, nobody's actually 100% sure. Nobody's 100% sure, and I'm not gonna say something I am not 100% sure as well. So that's why it's as if I'm just being so picky and all of that. But the way at which things are just going on, the way at which you just running the place, it's making so many people to talk and to put it as, I think, I know that she have to, move on, provide for her kids, try to do things, but I think the fast lane is too much, and people are beginning to watch her closely. People are beginning to talk. People are beginning to ask questions. But anyways, Kanye West, in the other hand, is mourning even more than the wife, which sometimes I keep asking myself, like, who really is the wife of CK? Because I don't even want to stage that of Candia's here. Anytime I go to her platform, she's always talking about, oh, CK this, CK that, oh my God, he was disappointed, this and that. And I keep asking my question, like, who really is the husband? Or who is really is the wife, But on the other hand, the wife is just still moving on with her life, trying to put one or two things. Like, somebody should actually check on Candians, Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and any form of bullying and violence here. We're just here for your informative and educational purposes. So please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. Like, and I will see you, lovies, when I upload the next one.
Lovies, and just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what I think of this video. And please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like this video. Please stay safe wherever you are, and I will see you, lovies, when I upload the next one.